for kids.
Good afternoon, I'm Lisa Trapani.
And I'm Don Nelson, and welcome to another edition of Eyewitness News for Kids. Now, today we're at West University Elementary School, where we're going to check out their science fair. We'll have more on that later.
But first, in our Kids View segment, earlier this week, 7-year-old Nicole Benton disappeared after playing with friends. After an intense manhunt, she was found murdered in a neighborhood home. Today, kids from Horn Elementary discuss ways that you can keep away from danger.
We're going to talk about something very, very important today. Did you all hear a story earlier this week about a little girl who was missing?
She was strangled by one of her fellow neighbors.
By somebody that what?
Who tried to lure children to his house using holes out of his fence, saying, I have this stuff, come to my house.
Their neighbor was a friend of them, and they trusted him.
This wasn't just a stranger. This was somebody that she knew, right? That she'd at least seen on the street.
My mom, after she came up and checked on me because she was afraid. Now I'm going to be more careful and tell my mom wherever I go before I go somewhere.
Now, what have your parents always told you?
Well, they told me, to tell them always where I go, and when it gets really dark outside, I either come inside or I go somewhere where an adult is. To not go into strangers' houses and stuff, and not to talk to them.
She always buddy up with somebody, if you're going around the block to a park or something, just to buddy up, to be safe.
And by buddy up, that means always go with one of your friends or your brother or sister?
So you're not alone.
They say if there's nobody out there that you know, then don't go outside. You have to come back in.
My parents say never to go up to a strange car or just to ask people directions. If they want you to show them where to go, just walk away. Just say you go get a parent's help or something.
My parents say not to take anything from strangers.
If somebody came up to you and said, I've lost my puppy. Have you seen my puppy anywhere? I think he went right over there. Can you help me find my puppy? What would you do?
If it wasn't someone I know, I wouldn't talk to him. I'd say, go find an adult's help.
Now, suppose it was somebody you know that maybe you've seen on the street, and one of your neighbors, maybe just somebody's parent or friend.
I would say, well, my parents really won't let me go that far away from home, so I don't think I should go.
I would say I have to go ask my parents because they don't want me going anywhere unless I have their permission.
Now, suppose Mr. Smith grabs your hand and says, I don't have time. I don't have time to look for your parents. Right now, we've got to find the puppy or he's going to get away. What do you do if Mr. Smith grabs your hand and tries to drag you over in that field?
I would start yelling so that someone would come and make him let me go.
I would try to kick him and try to get away and run as fast as you can.
What might Mr. Smith have that we haven't talked about?
He might have a knife or a gun, and he could easily shoot you and drag you away in his car.
Do you assume that just because it's a lady, they're going to be nice to you?
No, you should just do the exact same thing that you do with anybody else, because they can be just as mean and they can do the exact same thing anybody else could.
If someone you know and you've known for a very, very long time starts acting a little strangely towards you, maybe makes some advances that don't make you feel real comfortable, what do you do about that?
I will go tell your mom or your dad.
If they say, oh, let's just keep this a secret between us, what do you do?
Tell your parents.
You tell your parents. You always tell your parents. But one last time before we go, if somebody runs up to you and tries to grab you or to do something, what are you going to do?
Yeah!
What are you going to do?
Yeah!
Thanks, Melanie. Well, some 50 students from the 5th Ward learned from local professionals just what it takes to hold down a job.